Will I take you to the Quaker shop?
Family, what's up? Your boy TK McKenna. I am back to serve you guys and help you guys out with some light. Before we start the video, guys, as always, like the video. I'm going to keep bringing you guys more value. As you can see, it's just me down here today doing a little bit of a solo episode, rapping to you guys about some life updates and some different things I have going on. So I want to start the video by saying, if you guys watched our last video, if you haven't watched it, go check it out. We were talking about with my brother Derek. We were talking about going back to the office and everything. And I'm not going to lie to you guys. For like the last 4 or 5 years, I've been in a position where I've been able to work at home. And I've become really comfortable with my routine. You know, I'm still going to the gym. I'm still doing everything that I'm supposed to be doing. But being in the office has made it significantly harder for various reasons. I mean, guys, it's to a point now where I'm waking up about 5:15 every day, and I'm out the house by like maybe 5:45 at work all day. I get off about 3:30, and I have to go straight to the gym. And right now I'm at a point when I'm cutting. I'm trying to get a bunch of different things done. So that means meal prep, packing your food the night before. So this isn't a complaint, just trying to tell you guys, it definitely is harder for me to get you guys content. Because after I get out of work, man, I'm normally so tired and it's 10:15, I can't do anything else. And, you know, I'm kicking myself now and I'm thinking about it. I could have been so much farther along doing my content and working at home as opposed to me waiting to having go back in the office. And now I'm doing this. But it is what it is, guys. And I want to tell you, if you're working right now remotely and you're working on that escape plan that we talked about, use your time wisely to get ahead, bro, because it might not always be like that. And I got comfortable thinking that remote work might be a thing that's going to stay. But when you're in the office, guys, work now becomes your life. So like I said, it's waking up early, the long commute, being there all day, the commute back. And let's keep it a buck. Most people are not going to the gym. The gym is a whole added thing because those 2 hours, the average person's at home, I'm at the gym working and killing my body even more. And it is for a sacrifice. It's going to be for a reason. I'm not complaining. It's making an acknowledgement, guys. But as I've been thinking more, I get to the office so early. I know for a fact that being there is not something that I want to do long term, right? And we all have these dreams and our goals and desires, but how many of us actually put in the work to make it fruition? You know, I'm just going to be honest here. For a long time, I heard people kind of like crap on the average job. You're like, man, it ain't that bad. I'm thinking that in my head. But the reason it wasn't so bad to me was because I didn't necessarily have to go into the office. But now that I'm in there, I'm like, yeah, this ain't for me. And this is kind of like, it's kind of put a whole nother lit of fire under my ass now. And I said, you know what? I don't care how tired I am. I don't care how much I want to do it. I'm going to get the work done. So for our topic tonight, what we're going to talk about is, who are you? And when I'm saying who are you, it's a funny thing about that. Guys, y'all know I love my Philadelphia Eagles. Philly fans till I die. Philly, what's up? Shout out to the Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles. But I've had a love and hate relationship with Jalen Hurts over the past couple of years. And people think that I don't like him, but it's not that I don't like him. Jalen Hurts frustrates me sometimes because I know how good he is, but some of the plays that he makes sometimes is a little bit questionable to me. And I'm not a person like, I criticize, but I'm not going to criticize without realizing how hard the job actually is, right? So the average fan that talks about boxing or football, the average fan couldn't do a fraction of the things that the average quarterback or running back could do in the NFL. People talk on the sidelines while other people are actually out there working. But that's not my point. So he frustrates me sometimes because he takes unnecessary sacks. He struggles to sometimes see the field, maybe because he's a little bit short and his line is so massive. But there's been times like, man, forget this dude, man, because he's just pissing me off. But no matter what, as mad as I've been at Jalen Hurts, you cannot deny one thing. That dude is a winner, bro. And last time, one of my favorite mic'd up segments, because I watch all the little mic'd up segments after the Philadelphia Eagles wins, especially after the last playoff game. And it was the week before when they played the Green Bay Packers. And not going to lie, the passing game was pretty abysmal that game. I was actually there at that game. Really good. Philadelphia Eagles have a really good stadium and stuff. I love going down there. But it looked even worse in person. And throughout the whole week, the announcers were saying, of course, get on Jalen Hurts' ass, rightfully so, because he played like shit. But they're like, he's not a great passer of the ball. He's the weakest link in the offense. And to a certain extent, that can be true sometimes. But in those high-stake moments, like I was saying before, the dude comes through. So in the Rams game, when they were pretty much, I think it was about halftime, he threw a touchdown. And, of course, he's been hearing the chatter the whole time. He just calmly turns around. He starts screaming, "This is what the fuck I do." And I'm like, damn. For as much hating as he gets, as much as I don't like him sometimes not because of him as a person, but just him as a ball player, as I said before, the dude wins. And that kind of inspired me because I'm like, we as dudes should develop that mentality. This is what the fuck I do. People can chit chat, they can talk about you all day, but what do your results say? So my question for all the guys that are watching, what is it that you do? So I'm not going to lie, back to the office thing. I am miserable. Having to be in the office, having conversations that I don't care about. But now I know that work is going to be a means to an end. But guess what? With all those things I have going on, as I tell you guys all the time, despite how you feel, despite your emotions in the moment, get the fucking work done. Winners don't wait for ideal circumstances. We just win regardless. So on my commute to Metro, right, I ride the train. And for those of you who aren't from the DMV, Metro is like the train or the subway for the DMV area. And when I'm sitting there watching people watching on the train like I always do, I just try to look what the average person is doing. And if I'm honest, the majority of people, they look just as miserable as I am going to work. And let's be honest, people are not going to be all friendly and happy at 5 o'clock in the morning. Most people aren't. But it's the same thing after people get off work. But the question is, what are these people doing about it? The majority of people are just going to complain, but stay the same. Times are hard. I get it. I mean, we have a lot of things going on that are completely out of our control. We can't control the economy, the inflation rate, government policies. They're all going to be exterior factors that we can't control. But our mindset, the hardness, the way we work, those are things we definitely can't control. So back to me being on the Metro, people say they want more money, but what are they doing with their morning commute? The majority of people, they're just scrolling on their phone. They aren't reading. They aren't helping themselves. They aren't trying to study to get a certification to make themselves better. And honestly, if I'm being honest, I don't even see most people even reading books anymore. And guys, That's where the wealth and the knowledge is hidden right there in those books. So my challenge to you guys, if you are out there, you have a commute, use that commute to get ahead. Look at some kind of certification you might be wanting to get. Read about money. Use that time to plan your goals, because that 30 or 40 minutes, if you're on the train or riding a bus, use that to plan and execute and get your escape plan. So when I see everybody not reading, and I'm the only one reading, I tell myself, this is what the fuck I do. This is what I do. Right? And most people just aren't going to do anything to change the situations, but I am. Also, the thing I noticed too is funny because Metro has really tall escalators at a lot of stations. And most of the time, one of the escalators are out, right? But me, what I do, I always take the escalator that's out. And it's not because I'm trying to get extra steps, because I am, but it's because it's that mentality. It keeps you hard doing difficult things. And I know when the escalator's out because I'll watch around the corner, right? When you're walking down the tunnel, the metro, there's a sharp bank and there's the escalators. You can't see the escalators from this corner, but you can see the way traffic's going. As people around that corner there, I can automatically tell what escalator's out because people automatically avoid the joint. They be like, and go straight to the one that's on. And what do? I say, you know what? This is an opportunity for me to get some more exercise, some more steps in, make my day a little bit harder, challenge myself. So I go up the stairs. And metro escalator stairs are not like little tiny ones. If I'm not mistaken, metro stations have some of the tallest escalators in the world. And I think one of the tallest escalators in the world actually is a metro station. Not the one that I get off at, but you get my point. Those are normally how big they actually are. So when you see yourself on a metro, on a commute, you have a chance to challenge yourself, you do it. Because this is what you do. Now, when you're actually in the office, guys, I want you to use your office time, your down office time, because again, don't be, stealing company time and stuff. But you use that time in the office to make sure that you get ahead. If we're being honest with ourselves, no job requires 8 straight hours of work. There's going to be periods of time where you have some downtime, or you have your lunch hour, you have that time in the morning before people really get there. After you check your emails and stuff, or if you do retail, you've clocked in for the day, use that downtime. Not everybody wants to be a content creator, but you can script a YouTube video, work on a course, write your goals down and check off some boxes. Most people spend their workday gossiping, scrolling Instagram, TikTok, wasting time. Don't be like them. And it's kind of a delicate balance when you're in the office. I'm not saying don't talk to your coworkers, because you should. Being likable is going to get you very far in your workplace and in your career. But don't let it be past surface level getting to know them. Be nice, be polite, speak to people, but show up, do your job, be casual, get out of there. And sometimes a little happy hour here and there is necessary to kind of get those workflow relationships going. But don't let it be a constant thing where they know all your business. If you have kids, what you're working on the side, just be very careful about all that stuff. I want you guys to also have up in your mind right now that if you're back at work or you've been working the whole time, whether you're a truck driver, construction worker, police officer, in the military, and you're grinding and trying to go to the gym, you're trying to make content, you're trying to work on a course, a business, whatever the case is, I'm not going to lie to you guys. Right now, that time is going to suck. But this is the time where you show yourself who you're made of, what you're made of. The majority of people can't fuck with you. They just can't do it because everybody's miserable. Everybody's tired. But those that are miserable and tired, millionaires, the successful people, they're miserable and tired too. But the difference is they keep going. There's going to be days where you're tired. You feel like you might not get to your goal. And you're going to question if this is really even worth it. But this is the time to double down and lock in, because these are the times that make you the person who you're going to be in the future. But this is your test, guys. This is your test and your chance to prove to God that you're worthy of what you're asking for. And I want you to, guys, to know something. We talk to God. We pray to God down here. And when we say God, we're talking about Jesus Christ. Fellas, during these times, cast your burdens on God. He cares about you. Talk about the things that are worrying you, where you want to be in your future. Jesus Christ is a friend. Of course, he's our God and we serve him, but he's also a friend. And he wants the best for you guys, man. So as opposed to you getting drunk or, numbing yourself to the point you can't feel yourself, talk to God. He's the ultimate source and the ultimate creator of everything, including you. But remember, the Bible says, to whom much is given, much is required. So if God's giving you that big dream, if God's giving you these goals and these ambitions, he's already given that to you in your mind. But in order for you to achieve that, much is going to be required. That means discipline. That means consistency, being a good steward of the talents that God gave you. Just always remember, if God gives you the vision, he's going to equip you later on, but it's going to come with some tests and trials. And one of my favorite things Jesus ever said, he says that the harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. And this is going to be a little bit out of context biblically, but what I take that as is that, guys, there's so much abundance around us all the time, whether it's women, money, careers, opportunity. But the thing that separates most people, they really ain't willing to put the work in to get it done. There's abundance out here. The harvest is out there. But people who want to labor and work for it, those people don't really exist. Everybody wants their dream to fall in their lap, but they don't want to work for it. How are you going to say you want more women, but you don't talk to any women? How are you going to say you want to be a content creator and you don't post any content? How are you going to say you want more money, but you're not learning high income skills? You don't learn how to sell. All these things are out here, guys. There are plenty of people, younger and older than all of us, that have all the money, that have all the women. So the abundance is there. Is it a little bit harder to get it now? Absolutely. But bro, the Bible has so much game that people just kind of let slip over their head. The harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. So guys, this is my thing to you. Stick to your routine. Make things harder on yourself. Do the things that most people aren't going to do, because this is the time where you show yourself that you're worthy of the things you're asking God for. It is going to be hard. I'm not going to lie to y'all. I'm having a very difficult time right now. But what do they always say? You follow your plan, not your mood. So to recap right here, fellas, if you're in the office, use every bit of free time that you have to escape and work on that dream. Your dream and my dream is probably going to differ. Some people want to make more money. If you want to make more money, guys, I think that the best thing that you can do right now is to get on an online business in some shape, form, or capacity. Whether that's copywriting, whether that's social media, whether that's content creating, do something online. And while you're at your regular W-2 office, you work on those things to make an ultimate escape plan. A lot of people kind of crap on people who have jobs, But having a job is not a bad thing. It provides you a peace of mind and allows you to build your business on the side slowly, as opposed to having to rush and get it done and then making mistakes. It also provides you with good insurance, good benefits, a foolproof 401k. So there's a lot of things to that. And I get what people are going to say. Sometimes comfort can be the enemy of progression. So you might say that, yeah, having that job is comfortable, but I will work harder if I didn't know where my next source of income was coming from. And fair enough, that could be a point to some people. But for most people, building slowly over time is going to be better than having to stress yourself out and just like, I got to make money today. That's just not good for most people. So use that downtime in your commute, in the morning at work, where you're not working on your job. Make a plan, get after it. As Jalen Hurts would say, this is what the fuck I do. You see a hot girl that you want to talk to, you approach her. Tell yourself, this is what the fuck I do. You on Metro and you reading a book trying to educate yourself, this is what the fuck I do. You tired, but have to go to the gym, this is what the fuck I do. You're staying up, weighing your food, tracking your macros, tell yourself, this is what the fuck I do. Because I promise you, the hard things that you're doing right now are going to work. And just like there's a basic law in nature, there's laws that rule nature, there are laws that rule success. There are laws that rule your work ethic. And guys, if you work hard enough at anything, eventually you're going to get there. Look at me right now. This is a Saturday night where I could be sleeping, but I'm down here making this content because I want to get, not only give you guys value, but it's a promise that I made to myself. Why? Because, as Jalen Hurts would say, this is what the fuck I do. That'd be like all our time till the next time, fellas. Man, I love y'all. Like the video. Let me know what you want to see. This has been TK McKenna of the Shattered Illusionz Podcast. Kill the fantasy. Build the dream. We are out of here. I love y'all boys.
Will I take him to the greatest?